rendering the super rares, which took me a couple days to get my hands on all of them. So this was filmed a couple days after the commons, uncommons, and rares which we had at the time of filming those episodes. So when we started filming those episodes, we were missing 2 of the super rares. We've acquired them, so you get to look at all the super rares. We're also going to throw in 2 of the chases, or the 2 chases that we pulled in our bricks cases, to give you a little bit of a taste of what the chase scene looks like. And yeah, we're also going to cover that prize figure, or the prize piece rather, from the initial sealed OP kit. Of course, as you guys haven't watched the previous 3 episodes, note we have 2 ratings for figures: competitive or casual. A figure who is competitive, we believe, has its place in the competitive game. A figure who is casual has its place in the table game. Of course, I'll also be mentioning the idea of the future competitive play, where in the current state of the game, the figure might not have its place, but at the time of filming, the earliest set legal was Flash as far as the modern age is concerned. So once we get to the next rotation, we might see a lot of these figures start to pick up. So pay attention when I say that, and when the Flash and a couple other sets rotate out in the next round of rotations, you might see some of these figures become more powerful in the state of the competitive game. But let's get to the super rares. So next up, we have figure number 49, Spider-Man. This is one of many Spider-Mans in the set. Unfortunately, we only got the sketch variants to look at, but as you can imagine, he's Spider-Man color-coded. He does come with the Spiderweb effects base. Alright, so first things first, he's got the trusty Super Sense trait. Spider-Man can use Super Senses and can evade attacks made by characters using Precision Strike. When hit by a range attack, increase the result of his roll by 1. So it's like a 4 to 6 at range on Super Senses and ignores Precision Strike. It's pretty amazing. The Spider's Web, I'm going to mention this once because there's a bunch of figures that have it. When Spider-Man hits, after action resolve, you may attach his web marker to a hit target, removing it from anywhere else. That character with the web marker can't move without breaking away, can't automatically break away. Other characters don't have to break away from that character. When that character successfully breaks away, remove the web marker. He's also got a special movement power. Spider-Man can use hypersonic speed, but only to make close attacks. And then he's got a special attack power. Spider-Man can use Precision Strike, give Spider-Man a free action to make a close attack. He's got the Avengers, Spider-Man Family, Reporter, and Scientist keywords, and he ignores Elevated and Hindering for movement purposes. Now, if we get a good look at this dial here, this guy's got a solid 6 clicks, starts with 18 defense, but you also got to take into effect that he's got Perplex on his first 2 clicks. He's got Super Strength to start, and at 100 points, he's also got the Spider-Man team ability. This guy has a place in competitive play, and he is going to do some damage. It may not be now, it may be in the future, but this is a very, very good version of Spider-Man. The fact that he can do up to 6 damage, if you consider the idea of an Ultra Heavy with him, off the top click, and then even in his later dial, he just keeps on fighting. The idea that he can just keep making these free action close attacks as long as he's there. He keeps some late dial willpower, and right down to that last click, this is a fighty Spider-Man. So this Spider-Man does have a place in the competitive play, in my opinion. Maybe not now with things like the Quinjet out there, but he does. I can see a definite future for this Spider-Man in competitive play. All right. Next up, my personal favorite 2 characters, Power Man and Iron Fist, or as I often refer to it, Power Man or Iron Fist, as you'll see in a second. For the most part, he's got standard powers, but we also have the martial arts, he's got the Avengers, Heroes for Hire, and Marvel Knights keywords. Luke Cage and Daniel Rand are the real names. And martial arts or street smarts is the trait. At the beginning of your turn, you may turn Power Man and Iron Fist Fist's dial to the same click number with another color. When it's a red click number, they can use combat reflexes. When a blue click number, they can use super strength. This is going to give me one of those keys or those few times where I don't mind the dial on the back of the card, because you get a good chance to see what you're walking into and just to see whether or not it's worth it to move to that dial. The fact that this is a combination of 2 possible 50-point dials, both of which are fairly good for 50 points, when you consider that one of them is traded with combat reflexes, the other one is traded with super strength, you got a heck of a brawler to add into a couple really good teams. That said, in the current environment, he doesn't really have a place in competitive play, so he's more casual right now. But look to the future for this one, because his flexibility can go a long way. All right. On that, we move next to Baron Zemo, figure number 051 or 51. Baron Zemo, excuse me here, has the Master of Evil trait. Other friendly characters with Masters of Evil or Thunderbolts keyword can use sidestep and modify their attack values by +1. He's got a special damage power. I have anticipated your every move. Baron Zemo can use Leadership and Outwit. When he uses Leadership and succeeds, you remove an action token from each adjacent friendly character with the Masters of Evil or Thunderbolts keywords instead of one character. This is a 6-click dial at 90 points with Blades to start off and some late dial close combat expert. He's got the Masters of Evil team ability. This is a figure that's going to make those crazy Thunderbolts teams made possible with the Civil War set a little bit more viable as well. He's going to make some of the Masters of Evil slightly better. This is a figure, again, not now, but in the future, is probably going to make a little bit of noise alongside some Thunderbolts, though for now, you're probably going to see it at the more casual level of play. All right, next up, we have our friend, the Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen. She's got a trait, missed me, now you gotta kiss D's. She's got super senses that can evade attacks made by characters using precision strike. She's got the Call in the Spider-Verse trait, which we've discussed earlier, and she's got the Spiderweb trait, which we discussed just a little while ago with Spider-Man. She ignores elevated and hindering for movement. She's a celebrity with a Spider-Man family keyword as well. And she's got the special defense power, dead in every universe but this one, once per game. Beginning of your turn, turn Spider-Gwen's dial to click number 1. This can't be countered. This is a pretty solid dial, not absolutely fantastic, but that last click, I don't count on it, but if you happen to pull it off, watch your opponent weep as your 95-point character goes back to the first click. Not current, but possible future for this character. For sure, she's a tough little body that she might have a place no place in the sideline department, but anyway, as I was saying, she's good, and hopefully in the future we can see her make a whole lot of noise. And then going from Miss Spider-Gwen, we move next to one of Spider-Man's greater villains. Figure number 553A. We unfortunately do not have the B prime, but we're just going to be talking about Mr. Kraven. He's got 2 traits. First, the Gauntlet. Once per turn, when another friendly character damages an opposing character, choose one. Modify one of Kraven's combat values by +1 except for damage. Or heal Kraven 1 click. The other trait is Then the Grim Hunt. Give Kraven a power action and place a hunted token on an opposing character's card, removing it from anywhere else. When an opposing character with the hunted token moves due to being given an action, after actions resolve, you may move Kraven up to 8 squares, and he must break away if adjacent to an opposing character. If the opposing character has a Spider-Man family keyword, Kraven automatically breaks away when doing so. He's got a special attack power, Spear and Knife. Kraven can use Blades, Claws, Fangs. Kraven can use either Flurry or Giant Reach 3, but only if his target has a hunted token. For 75 points, this guy is a steal, in addition to which having that Then the Grim Hunt ability to just move when an opposing character moves. It gets over the fact that he's got Battle Fury very early on in the dial, and so as a result, this is a character who really makes Battle Fury work to ignore shape change. He's got a pretty solid attack value on the first couple clicks. This guy has a competitive future, and I can definitely foresee Kraven driving people very crazy and making them very carefully think through their maneuvers. So I'm definitely going to say Kraven has himself a future in the competitive realm. Again, maybe not now, maybe later. Next up, this one, I'm always excited about talking about champion figures, and this one is no exception. We have the Devil Dinosaur. Rawr! I apologize for that lame roar. He's got a trait, Moon Boy hated me. Devil Dinosaur can use sidestep and can't carry. He's got special movement power, give Devil Dinosaur a power action. If there's no bystander tokens placed by him on the map, choose a type of bystander on this card you haven't chosen this game, and place 3 of them within 3 squares and line of fire. And then he's got a special defense power, the cliche villainous monologue. Devil Dinosaur can use toughness. When Devil Dinosaur would take damage from an attack, he takes 1 unavoidable damage instead. This cannot be countered or ignored. And then he's got a special damage power. Hairy live birth nut eating skin monsters. It's a stop click. Devil Dinosaur can use Battle Fury. Devil Dinosaur can't be healed above this click for the rest of the game. And then we look to the back there and we see the dial that this is attached to. Those first 3 clicks are going to be the ones where you make your tokens. And the tokens are as follows. The drop bears have charge, blades, claws, fangs, combat reflexes with 16 defense. And all of them have this automatons of hate, H-A-T-E. Their move actions don't count towards your action total. You also have the Rockabilly Modocs. And the drop bears are also tiny, worth mentioning as well. Rockabilly Modocs come in, losing the card here. They come in with 4 movement with running shot and psychic blast with 4 range. And then we have the Homicide Crabs that have 6 movement with leap and climb, pulse wave, and super senses as well. And those are the things you can make on the first 3 clicks with that special movement power. He's got the special defense power to stop him from taking much damage. He's got the telekinesis. The idea is he doesn't move particularly fast, and that's okay because I believe that movement power also comes with... No, it doesn't come with sidestep. Never mind, I'm going to shut my mouth about that. But then you've got this Battle Fury power, which also acts as a stop click. Also acts as a stop click for healing. And then he becomes an offensive monster. So at first, he's dropping Pogs. Then he's dropping Beats. And this is the figure made by the first ever Team World Champion, or group of team champions in Tim Bold, Nick Peterson, and Derek Thompson. Thank you guys for a wonderful figure in Devil Dinosaur. Oh, and yeah, he's definitely got himself a future in the competitive game. Next up, another figure we only have a sketch version of, Doc Ock, Dr. Octopus, or Doc Ock, as he is often called, courtesy of Spider-Man. He ignores elevated and hindering terrain for the purposes of movement. He's Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, and Scientist keywords. He's got a special attack power, mentally controlled tentacles. When he makes a close attack, Doc Ock can use a Giant Reach 3 and ignores characters for line of fire. Give Dr. Octopus a power action to make 4 close attacks that deal 2 damage instead of normal damage. After actions resolve, modify the defense value of any character hit by this power more than once this turn by -2 until your next turn. And then he's got special damage power, Sinister Mastermind. Dr. Octopus can use leadership and outwit. During your turn, up to 2 adjacent friendly characters with Sinister Syndicate keyword may be given power actions to use outwit. So we look at Doc Ock, and this is going to be one of those figures that's going to cause a lot of conversation. He's got the Sinister Syndicate team ability. He's got pretty decent stats across the board. Starts with 8 defense with energy shield. He's got that outwit power for the first 3 clicks, and that the ability to make 4 attacks on the first 3 clicks. What's going to happen is a lot of people are going to compare him to the OP kit one, and this is going to be one of those situations of similar but different, and possibly usable with both. Because one thing to remember is this is going to be the guy that leads the attack, and then you get a big follow-up courtesy of the penalty to defense. And the fact that he's got outwit means 2 damage could generally go through in a lot of cases. But what's also worth mentioning is, unfortunately, this starts on the first 3 clicks and is outwittable, whereas the other Dr. Octopus, his ability to attack a bunch is a trait. Ultimately, this Dr. Octopus gets slightly outshined by the other one, but he's not completely worthless, if you ask me. He's got a place in there somewhere, and I do believe it is a situation where 2 Docs could definitely make for a very interesting combination. So next, we move to the last prize figure of this set, and the one I've had a lot of fun with already, the Chameleon. He's Modox 11, Sinister Syndicate, and Spy keywords. And he's got the real name Dmitry Smerdyanikov. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I apologize if I didn't. I don't do well with reading. So he's got multiple traits. The first one, I could be anyone. When building your force, you may include up to 3 standard characters of 60 points or less on your sideline. Those characters are disguises this game. Disguises can't be replaced or chosen for any game effects unless used by Chameleon. Excuse me. Next, he's got the Master of Disguise. Give me Chameleon power action. If no opposing character has line of fire to him, replace him with a disguise, the same number of clicks from his starting line. For the rest of the game, anytime that character is targeted with an attack, roll a d6. On a result of 1 to 4, that character is no longer a disguise and is replaced with Chameleon, the same number of clicks from its starting line, and he becomes a target of the attack. This can't be ignored. And then he's got another trait. I know who you really are, a Spider-Man. Opposing characters within 3 squares can't use shape change or be replaced. He's got special movement power. Chameleon can use shape change, stealth, and is a wild card. Now we look at this character. He's got that special movement power in the first 4 clicks, and then the last click he's only got stealth, but that's basically stealth to protect him while he regenerates. He has perplex on the first click, outwit on the 3rd click, and this is designed by Patrick Iboko, who you can see found himself in the mirror there. You beautiful, beautiful man, you. That said, this is a figure I'm about 2/3 of the way from breaking his disguise figures. I got 1 more to figure out, and then I'm quite content with this character. He's very good for what you get, and he can definitely make for a tough game for your opponent with the right disguise choices. As well, he's not worthless out of disguise, as he does bring some perplex, and he is a very difficult character to get your hands on. Also worth noting is that trait, if he happens to be on the board and you see some problem characters with shape change, get near them and get Chameleon to stop them from having shape change. Or if they're switching out characters like shifting focus Superman, make sure he's nearby to stop them from doing that. Chameleon has his place in the game, maybe not now, but possibly in the future. May I suggest the 2 characters that I've already used with him that were probably my favorites have been Jimmy Olsen and Sunspot. Jimmy Olsen for the late dial. Alright, next up, one of the characters I was most excited to see in this set, and I'm happy to have a copy of him, Aries, the God of War. Figure number 57. Avengers, Dark Avengers, Deity, Soldier, and Warrior keywords. He's got the God of War trait, which is similar to the one in Superman and Wonder Woman for a lot of the gods, where he can't be targeted by outwit or probability control from opposing characters unless the targeting character has a higher point value or has a deity keyword. His other trait, crippling blows. When an opposing character takes damage from a close attack from Aries, attach the slash marker to that character, removing it from anywhere else. When a character with a slash marker is given an action token, deal it 1 penetrating damage. When that character heals or clears action tokens, remove the slash marker. So this has got this power, Relentless. When Aries KOs an opposing character, remove an action token from him and heal him 1 click. Now we look at this dial, and this dial comes in either 200 or 125 points. It's really your choice. And he can make some noise right now because we now have a source to use his ID card with. Oh, thank goodness. Worth mentioning is at 125 points, there is an Ultron that counts as 125 points, even though if you paid 30 for him, I can't remember which one. It could have been Crimson Cowl, I believe. Amber's going to nod or just, she's going to shrug at me. Awesome. I have Amber at the other side of the table this time. Either way, at 125 points as a call-in, what he's capable of for damage with exploit weakness or a really big quake, depending on what you're looking for, is brings some utility. If you happen to have a way to bring him out at 200 points, by all means, holy smokes, do it. Because nobody's killing him anytime soon if you bring him from off the board. I like Aries a lot. He's a pretty safe character. Competitive-wise, as an ID call-in, for sure. Expect him to start the table in the more competitive realm, but damn, he's sexy. Look at him. He's so pretty. All right, so we move on to the other man with slash marker, Mr. Morlun. Morlun has the animal, brute, cosmic, monster, and mystical keywords. He's figure number 58. His first trait, draining your life. Morlun begins the game on click number 4. When an opposing character takes damage from a close attack from Morlun, attach the slash marker to that character, removing it from anywhere else. When a character with the slash marker is given an action token, deal it 1 penetrating damage. When that character heals or clears action tokens, remove the slash marker. Next is to feed mine. Morlun can use a Seal Energy. When he does, if the opposing character that took damage has the animal or Spider-Man family keyword, heal him 2 clicks instead. When an opposing character takes damage from his slash markers, heal him 1 click. When he heals in any of these ways, he may heal past his starting line And then he's got this other special movement power, appearing anywhere else in the multiverse. The totems are, Morlun can use phasing teleport and sidestep. Give Morlun a free action and place him adjacent to an opposing character within 8 squares that has animal or Spider-Man family keyword. This is a very specialized character who, because of his point value, he becomes more of a casual character, and as well, he plays to the style of a casual player who doesn't mind having a big beat stick out there, and you get rewarded for scoring some of those hits, eventually to the point where you could get a 13 attack. As far as competitive play is concerned, though, he doesn't really fit into the grander scheme of competitive, but that's okay. Like we said at the beginning of the series, not often are there a lot of figures in a set that make it into competitive play. So next we move to Spider-Man 2211. Figure number 59. I've gone and switched things up on you. Also comes with a spider marker. He's got call and help from the Spider-Verse trait, Spider-Verse webs, and then he's got a special damage power, time spinners of the Guardians of the Timeline. Spider-Man 2211 can use probability control. He can use it to reroll the attack rolls of characters that can use probability control regardless of range and line of fire. I want to like this guy more. I really do. And his damage numbers are great, but his attack numbers and defense powers call him into question for me. He's good. I've played him in not in competitive, but rather in a casual game, and he was a ton of fun. And he didn't feel super strong, super overly broken, but he did still feel like a character who is worth his salt. So if I was to say anything, he definitely has his place in the casual game. I also sold wildcards heads up, but at 100 points, you could do better. In fact, we've done better already in this set with the figure just called Spider-Man. And capping off the super rares, we have ourselves the superior Spider-Man, or rather, the man whose foes are superior. Superior. He's got the Avengers Spider-Man family and scientist keywords. He ignores elevated terrain and characters for movement. He's got superior spider arms. Superior Spider-Man can use Flurry. When he does, he can use probability control. When he hits, the hit character's defense value is modified by -1 until your next... Okay, I just puked in my mouth a little. That is an amazing trait. Excuse me. He's got the call and help from the Spider-Verse trait, the Spider's web trait, and then it's my life. I'll fight to keep it. Superior Spider-Man can use super senses, toughness, and willpower. He gets that in a much later dial, the last 4 clicks. The first 3 clicks, he starts with some shape change and some super senses. This one does not have the wild card team ability, unlike most of the Spider-Man in the set, but this is a strictly super offensive character. At 125 points, also, he can be called in, like I said, with that, I believe, Crimson Cowl drone dial. Don't quote me on this. There is a drone dial somewhere that that actually counts as 125 points for call-ins. Maybe it was Ultron 7. I think it was Ultron 7. Either way, he's got traded Flurry. There is no point on this dial. He is not an absolute threat, and that makes him pretty fantastic. He goes into some shape change to some leadership to some outwit, and because, according to the rules team, this real name of Peter Parker / Otto Octavius means you can use just as Peter Parker card portion for the ID card. So have fun with Superior Spider-Man as a call-in, for sure. And I can see a future with this guy on the board as well because of that traded Flurry. Oh, goodness. And then we move into the chases. We only had 2 in our collection right now at time of filming. So first we're going to start with Old Man Spider. Whoops. I'm just going to trying to balance him on the Clix effects is just not working, apparently. He's got the Call in the Spider-Verse trait and the Spider's Web trait, plus he's got a special movement power, Recruiter of the Spider-Verse. Old Man Spider can use phasing teleport, sidestep, stealth, and the carry ability. He can carry up to 4 characters if all the carry characters have the Spider-Man family keyword. He has that on the first 3 clicks, along with some exploit weakness. This is a very unassuming, very potent dial that a lot of people are going to get caught off guard because he's called Old Man Spider. And when used in conjunction with the call in the help from the Spider-Verse trait and the number of low point Spider-Mans out there, I think this guy is going to surprise people at times. But that's going to be in the future. In the meantime, He's probably relegated to the casual game, but he does make a Spider-Man family team amazing. So keep your eyes out for the old man Spider on tables, because now that you know what he does, get him good. Get him going. And last of the chases that we have, commonly referred to as the manga Spider-Man or the Spider-Man. He's got calling help from the Spider-Verse and the Spider-Verse web's traits. And then he's got a special movement power, catapult propulsion. Oh, he also ignores hindering terrain for line of fire purposes. Catapult propulsion boots. The Spider-Man can use leap and climb when he's given a move action. After actions resolve, he can make a close or ranged attack. That is, ladies and gentlemen, full move and attack on leap and climb. They found a way to make leap and climb useful on a character. And that starts with an amazing 11 attack with 4 damage. This is gonna catch people off guard at times. And it's gonna be in that next meta for sure, maybe even in the current meta, because being able to move that far and then make an attack, even if it's only at 4 range, he's also got a wild card. And for only 100 points, what this guy is capable of is quite bonkers. So keep your eyes open on the Spider-Man. Very tough version of Spider-Man that I'm hoping to see out there on the tables. And to cap it all off, we've got ourselves the Symbiote. And this is going to be one of those things who now... this is going to make some noise in the limited meta, the resource-free meta, because the effect on this basically turns the character equipped with this item into a character with a symbiote trait, which is plasticity, shape change, and automatic breakaways. But as well, you can go a little gung-ho with this and roll a die. On a 5 to 6 on that die roll, you get +1 on all your stats. If you roll a 1, you can't be equipped with your symbiote anymore. It's a very, very cool object. It's an immobile object this time around, not a light object or heavy. So you do have to make your way to it. You can't TK it around to kind of mix things up. But, I mean, this is going to make some noise in that limited resource-free metagame. So, that was the super rares and chases. A lot of them very competitive, got a lot of place in this game for a lot of these figures. And I hope you guys enjoyed this series. We're planning on working on another one. I did just finish my Civil War set, so maybe we're going to do a full figure-by-figure of Civil War. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But in the meantime, Devil Dinosaur says, good night, everybody. Rawr! Rawr! Married with Clix is brought to you in part by MajesticCCG.com. Check out the new premium site with MajesticCCG.com/Apex-Insiders. Check the link below. Trust me. Trying to remember that from me talking? Not going to help. You'll get awesome articles at $3 a month, with the first month being free, from amazing writers such as Paris Gordon, Easton Brock, Aaron Cantu. I'm even going to be contributing occasionally. And if you're familiar with the Meta Lab, check out some of Mike Payne's articles. So, check it out again, MajesticCCG.com/Apex-Insiders for your look into the minds of some of the greats.